Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wild West Gamer with me, the Wild West Gamer, here in the Agami Grotto. Really good to have you guys here watching the video. Lot of interesting stuff's happened over the last couple of days, basically with trailers for films, which I'm very excited about. And one of them, the Wolverine. Finally, the trailer is out. Been waiting long. We've had motion posters. We've had news, you've had rumors, etc., etc. We had a 6-minute teaser. Fuck Christ, 6 seconds. Jesus Christ, what? I can barely see anything in that trailer. It's just blur and Hugh Jackman's mutton chops, just all up in my face. To the point where I'm picking out my teeth. But finally the proper trailer is here, and did it disappoint? No, it did not. Very, very, very interesting. It is only a trailer. It is only a preview. It is a slither, hopefully, of what the actual film is going to contain. But it certainly sets a very different tone from the rest of them. Why? Well, the film seems to have a very big theme behind it, and that is Logan, James Howlett, Wolverine, whatever you call him, dealing with his immortality. They've gone down that road. Apparently, in this iteration, instead of just aging very slowly, Wolverine potentially is immortal. He may have come to the point where his body has found its, sort of the pinnacle where it's going to get to, and it's just stopped. He's not going to age anymore. He's going to live forever. And it's set after X-Men 3, and it is Wolverine struggling to deal with the death of Jean Grey by the looks of it. He's a broken man by the looks of it. He's very much, he's lost himself completely. He's withdrawn himself from civilization. He's now living in the woods by the looks of it, in the forest. He's really, looking pretty rough, pretty ragtag. And he is contemplating the fact that everyone he's ever known, everyone he's ever loved is eventually going to die. And he is going to be yet again by himself, struggling in this world that can't understand him, and he can't understand himself. At which point we see that he is contacted by a mysterious Japanese figure, somebody whose life he has saved in the past, who now owes him, wants to, help him. Now, this again, we see silver samurai armor. Well, I wonder who that could be, right? The silver samurai, clearly. If you couldn't work that one out. And Yuriko, by the looks of it, is in it as well. Does this mean we're going to see perhaps a future Lady Deathstrike? Ooh, we may. He's contacted by this mysterious Japanese figure. He's brought to Japan, and something is done to him, which is starting to stop his healing. It's starting to slow his healing. By the looks of it, it's causing his mutations to stop and make him, by making him mortal, it's also making him, human, completely human. And this seems very interesting because we see him get shot, we see him get, busted up a bit, and it seems like generally he is taking, he's not, just, a pocket full of roses anymore. He is, really getting beaten up in this film, and he's not right. Something is wrong with Wolverine, and now he's setting out to get, he realizes that he has to be Wolverine. He has to be this killer, to be able to kill so he can protect people. Because I'm assuming this film's going to end, have him deal with the fact that he is going to have to realize that he is Weapon X at points in his life. He has to be Weapon X. Otherwise, he can't be that sort of constant protector. In the films, he is very much the protector. Yeah, he does. He doesn't hold back. He will actively go out, seeking to stop people. But he knows that he can be the final line of defense against a lot of enemies. And I guess we see him getting trained by the samurai, so he's clearly going to try and learn a way to control his temper, control his anger, and be a lot more. Be a lot more in harmony with himself. And I think for a character like Wolverine, that's a really big thing to deal with. The comics have dealt with it a lot. He, both personally as well as externally, has been, had to deal with this issue about how to control the animal instincts of his, with his mutation, how to stop, how to turn off that, the immediate killer mode that he always seems to battle with, and how to, find that equilibrium. And that is, of course, anyone knows the comics, is when he finds it in Japan. He receives samurai training. He becomes, a lot more thoughtful, a lot more emotive, a lot more honourable, and he learns how to control that animalistic instincts of his. So I'm hoping this film, from the trailer, from what we see in the trailer, it does deal with that. And what better way, of course, also to give us a bit of threat in this film, sort of a bit of a notion that he's in genuine danger by taking away some of his mutations. I'm not sure how it's going to play out with the claws, because he's seen using those a lot, and judging by varying points in the story, from what you can glean from the trailer, he's still using them after some of his mutations are starting to shut down. Whether that means they're just slowing down as opposed to fully stopping, remains to be seen. But it certainly would be a little bit hardcore to see him running around with, great big slits on his hands, where blood's pouring out from constantly. So I'm sure they'll find a way to, deal with it quite satisfactory. What's really cool is, though, it seems that the makers of this have really paid attention to what was really said about X-Men Origins. I didn't mind X-Men Origins, but it certainly wasn't the film I wanted. I like watching Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Hugh Jackman has really placed himself in a position now where I don't really think I can ever see anyone else play Wolverine on the big screen, especially considering the guy's been doing it for over 10 years now. I mean, he's doing it for a long time. I remember when I wasn't even 10, I don't think, when the first X-Men film came out. He was amazing in it then. He was really, really cool as Logan. And every single time it's ever been him, in the films, it has been Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman's really delved into this character, trying to make him, self understand the character more by the looks of it, as also bring a different Wolverine to the screen every single time, one that displays different parts of himself, different emotions, different personality traits, and that's really cool to see. Wolverine is a lot like Batman in some respects. He's this withdrawn character at first, very very mysterious, very secretive. In the same way Batman's all very open. Logan Wolverine doesn't really know a lot about himself. He suffers from amnesia. But as they start to open up, as they start to become, start to gain, as people think he gains people's trust, etc., he opens up, and you get to learn a bit more about him, that he's not just an animal, he is a man. And that's, like I was going back to, that's really cool. Like a lot of people said about X-Men Origins, there wasn't enough character development, there wasn't enough character-driven, story points, there wasn't enough. But there wasn't really any real potential danger to the main character, seeing as he couldn't die. They really, the story's been tailored around that. He's dealing with a lot of personal issues. Jean Grey dying, his own emotion, his own immortality, who he is, what he is, who he should be. Like I said, his mutations are been attacked by something. We see in the trailer what looks like an artificial gene put into his body, which is causing his mutations to slow down. You see it by looks of it attacking the X gene in his blood, and that's cool. To know that Logan faces potential death is again very interesting, because Logan's never really had to deal with that in the past. He's never had to worry about dying because he can't. I'm not sure to what degree this Wolverine is durable. How durable he is, in the movies, how durable he's meant to be. But in the comics, he basically survives being at the heart of a nuclear explosion. He takes on Nitro, as many of you know, and Nitro burns off his burns him down to a skeleton. Skeleton, not skeleton, skeleton. And that, it's awesome. It's just like you go, what? And then it's like all of a sudden, bam, he's back up on Nitro. Nitro's like, what? Not just that this guy's butt naked beating the shit out of him, but, he'd like literally, he'd burnt his eyes, his ears, his skin, his flesh, everything was gone. He was just a skeleton, but because his brain had been kept safe inside his adamantium skull, everything had grown back from that, and you're just like, what the fuck, dude? How could you ever kill this guy? And that's just awesome. That is so cool. So I'm hoping that a lot of people, I don't think we'll see anything to that degree in the films, but we're definitely going to see a lot more of what he can do. The film certainly seems to be pushing the 12A rating, which is making me hope that it's a 15, because I'm tired of 12A Wolverine, if I'm honest. It's just not satisfying anymore. The X-Men Origins game, the Wolverine game, if anyone played that, that was fucking awesome. That was seriously good. You could watch Wolverine get the literal shit kicked out of him. He had his complete body torn apart, and it would all regenerate on the screen. It was awesome. Shit like that in the film would just be badass. It would be so cool to see, because that's what this film really needs. That's what people really want to see. As cool as it is to see Wolverine get glassed in the face and pull a little bit of glass out of his skin and get it heal, as cool as it is just to see him get sliced across the face by a samurai sword and it heal back, as cool as it is to see him get shot, to get this, to get that, to get this, nothing would beat watching him get hit by like an artillery shell and seeing everything and then it all heal back. That would be awesome. Seriously. I mean, you've really got to push this guy to his extremes to see what he's about. I mean, a lot of people have said they want to see him go into his animal fury mode in this. Really want to see him go into his, full-on unleash and, become the beast. The Empire put pictures up of blood on his claws, which we've never seen before. So does that mean we are going to get this a lot more violent, aggressive Wolverine? I want to see that. And I'm hoping we do. The trailers seem to linger a fair bit on some of his injuries, so I'm assuming that we are gonna have a bit more gratuitous violence in it. But like I say, the censors may cut it to get that 12A, and that would piss me off because fair enough. The kids do love Wolverine, they love the X-Men, but if someone said to me, that you can have, Dredd, all right, Dredd. They tried doing it once before with Sylvester Stallone and trying to make it sort of a cheap, cheesy, gimmicky, goofy film for kids, or well, not for kids, but for more mainstream audiences. It bombed. It sucked. It was horseshit. Dredd comes along. Carl Urban, and a far more grittier, grotesque, brutal, hardcore, much more realistic and more truthful to the tone of the comics version of him. Judge Dredd, massive success, absolutely massive success. Is not number one film, is not one of the best films of all time on any board, but for me, it was awesome. It played true to the character, it played true to the tone of the comics, it redid the wrongs of the past. It was awesome, and that was because Carl Urban knew what he was doing. The crew knew what they were doing, and they're making a lot of money in DVD sales. And if you haven't seen it, if you haven't got it, get it. Seriously, support that film. So the guy knows what the director knows what he wants to do with the next two films, and it sounds really promising. So check that bad boy out. But that's my point. Give people what they want to see. Give people their realistic, true to life interpretation of their, favorite comic book character. They will respond well to it. Seriously, you will get a lot of credit for it. So what if the studios don't make 200 million in their opening weekend? Boo fucking woo, right? The fact is, you've done something. You've put your balls on the board and said, you know what? I'm going to make this film for the fans, not for you guys. Screw you. I would watch Hugh Jackman wearing a cheap, tacky version of the 90s X-Men cartoon Wolverine suit. Seriously, I would watch it if it even had him singing the theme tune at the beginning. Yeah? Seriously. Wolverine. Some shit like that. How fucking goofy would that be? But the fact is, as long as it was true to the character, as long as it had that level of violence, as well as that level of human element and that respect for it, I would be happy with it. I would be fine with it, because someone had gone to me, you know what, you're an intelligent, mature bunch of people and you deserve this version of the film. So don't crap out on us studios, don't crap out on us censors, yeah? You can make your money from this film, just make it hardcore for us, the fans. That's what we want to see. So yeah, like I say, not that much is shown as far as that goes in the trailer, how brutal it's going to be, though I'm hoping it will be. And from there, the rest of the trailer seems to be about vengeance. Him getting answers, him finding out, what he has to do, what he has to do to, be accepted. How does he have to change in a way that he can, he can work in society. He can be, he can find that peace within himself, whilst at the same time still be able to be Wolverine, protect the people he loves. And I think also what it's going to do with is that he realizes that while Weapon X was a horrific event in his life, the whole adamantium bonding process and the amnesia, I think he's going to realize that it also does help him be the person he can be, which is the protector and the defender. So I'm hoping that, this is the impression the trailer gave me. Like I said, the Man of Steel trailer gave me a very, very honest interpretation of the Superman franchise. But trailers are meant to do that. They're meant to entice you, meant to interest you, meant to get you, giddy and hyped. So I'm hoping that it wasn't just, just select a few scenes to give that impression. I'm genuinely hoping that it is, seriously really going to try and be as true to Wolverine as it can be. And also what's awesome is that, Hugh Jackman is full on beefed up for this, man. He really went for it in X-Men Origins. He's done it again in this one. Seriously, the guy is decked. The guy's like in his late 40s now, coming up to his 50s. Guy looks good, Don't get me wrong, I like women, but seriously, the guy, small prison for a very long time. I think about it. So you know what? That's a reason enough to go check it out, alright? But yeah, seriously, I really think this trailer has tried to prove to us, the fans, that what happened with the previous X-Men ones, X-Men 3, X-Men Origins, missed the biscuit on it, really. But they're trying to, right the wrongs of the past. And I appreciate that, I really do. So yeah, there you have it, guys. That was my impressions of the trailer for the Wolverine. I'm hoping that there's going to be some more stuff coming out soon. Until then, I'm just going to have to put up with waiting for my most wanted films of the summer: Star Trek Into Darkness, Iron Man 3, Pacific Rim. After that, The Hobbit, stuff like that. So yeah, that's it, really, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Share your comments and opinions on what you think the Wolverine's going to be like. I've only just realised I'm not pronouncing some words correctly. I do have a cold, so yeah, sorry if the name is like this all the way through. So yeah, go guys, and go and stock up on the vitamin C, because you'll end up like me if you don't. And yeah, Game of Thrones is almost here. Woo! Yeah, so be excited about that. So thanks very much, guys, for watching. Hopefully I can get a review or something done soon for you guys. And I will see you next time on... Pardon me. No. Yes. I'll see you next time on the WildWestGamer. See you later, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.